Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Tonight, from a 4-pack that I picked up at B&M Bargains for $3.99, Innis and Gunn's barrel-aged bourbon barrel porter. Deep, rich and complex it says. I've already drank the other 3 bottles and it was damn nice as well. Which is a bit of a spoiler for the review, but 7.4% alcohol. Bourbon Barrel Porter is the coming together of Kentucky and Tennessee bourbon barrels and Scottish craft beer. Complex and dark, this beer has matured using our unique barrel aging process to give it a depth of flavour of notes of chocolate, vanilla and orange. We spent more than a decade perfecting our craft. Found out how we put the barrels into the beer at innisandgunn.com. Well, if winemaking's anything to go by, with wine you add bags of what they call oak chips. Basically it's like sawdust to the wine, and as you're fermenting it, and that's what gives it the oakiness, and I presume that's what they do here as well. And then they'll filter it, because obviously you need to filter it. You don't want bits of something in the drink, do you? So near black in colour with a dark tan head. And this is still on sale at B&M because I've just been in tonight. I've just been in to get some Christmas decorations and an outdoor floodlight. Ever since the issue underneath the house, I'm not as afraid of the dark. I'm more afraid of the dark than I used to be. Not for people, for other things. So, on the aroma, lovely aroma to it. It's like raisins, Christmas pudding. It's got all that, all them complex aromas there. You know, the bourbon. It really is a beautiful aroma. It looks good. The aroma's good, and I've already drank it, so I pretty much know what's coming next. A nice sweetness in the taste, reminiscent of your Tennessee bourbons. I've just done a gin review, so obviously the palate needs to cleanse itself a little bit with this beer. Although the alcohol content, I'm feeling it straight away. Or whether that's due to the gin or not, I'm not sure. But what I will say is a real classy beer. Some lovely taste to it. 7.4%, you wouldn't know initially at least that it is 7.4, although I have tasted 3 bottles already, and I can tell you now it does hit you quite nicely. And definitely a beer for this time of the year, definitely a beer for these dark nights where it's a bit cold. Obviously we've still got another two and a half months of cold weather to come, in Britain at least, although you never know in this country these days. We're meant to have a frost for about 3 weeks now, so so I've got to say, hits the spot massively, in a very different way to the likes of King Goblin does. King Goblin, the complex flavours are really there in the forefront. This is more in the background. Don't get me wrong, they are there. And what did it say on the back about vanilla? Yeah, chocolate, vanilla and orange. Chocolate is very much there. Not getting the vanilla and orange so much. So, you know, sometimes But then again, somebody else might come to it straight away and pick out the vanilla and the orange. And that's the great thing about beer tasting and beer reviews. A lot of people get different things. I mean, you only have to look on the internet at the beer review aggregate websites, and some of those people get flavours, and you look and you think, I'm getting none of that at all. But obviously our taste buds and what we've had before, and the temperature of the beer, all these things all contribute to that. And what you've drank before, obviously, because if you've gone drinking something quite strong before, like I just have, Palmer Violet Gin, that's gonna it's gonna affect your alcohol levels, obviously, because I've just drank 50 mils of that, and I've gone on to review this straight away, so it's hit me really quite strong in the head. I'm ready for a sit down on the settee now and a chill. Watch a decent film, hopefully. But yeah, gotta say, absolutely. £3.99, so 4 bottles for £4. It's worth a punt. If you've never had this before, you'll love it. 7.4%, so you're in that same area of strength that Marston's Awning Low numbers 1 and 2, both the IPA and the stout are in that area. Ode Roger, another Marston's brand, in that same area. McEwen's Champion at 7.3, that's close to that area. And obviously, probably my favourite beer of all time, King Goblin, is 6.6%, so not far away. And again, like those beers, this is a great tasting beer. I won't put it as a top 10 beer. You know, it just sits outside that top 10 beer for me. It is a classy top beer, just not on the top echelons of my beers. But still, without a doubt, a fantastic beer. So, near black in colour, dark tan head. On the aroma, definite chocolate on the aroma. The strength of the alcohol comes through. On the taste, that bourbon, you really can get that hint of bourbon in the taste. It's not a bourbon beer, it's got, you know, it's obviously brewed with the bourbon barrels, which means I reckon that they sawdust it down. It says on the website, so, you know, but I presume the same with wine tasting, that they add the barrel is sanded down, if they can do that. I don't know how they do it, but and put so much in the barrel, you know, for fermentation. But there's a lovely sweetness to it. That sweetness tastes like what the bourbon would taste like, and then there's a chocolatey taste to it as well. And overall, it's a really nice beer. So, bourbon barrel porter. Would I buy it again? Yeah, massively so. But like most beers in this country, especially the places like B&M, a lot of these beers come and go so quickly that if you see reviews like mine or like other people's reviews, and they say, oh, it's in stock at such and such, it's well worth getting it while it's in stock. And that's why it's good to, whoever you follow on beer reviews, wine reviews, whatever reviews, that it's good to get there at the start of the review process. Because if you don't get there and get to the shop as soon as, you'll miss out on beers like this that you may only see once in a lifetime. And or at B&M one day, and a year or so later at your supermarkets. You never know. Who knows with buyers, supermarket buyers, because their ranges change quite often these days. It's not like the old days where a year or two. Now it's Tesco's, every 4 months their range changes. Ridiculous how quickly it changes. So out of 5 then. A very nice beer. I love the strength, I love the taste of it. Not as complex as I remember it the other week. It's funny, it seems less complex today than it did a few weeks ago. Out of 5, I'm going to give it a 4.59 out of 5. It's just outside my top 10 beer category range, but still a very nice beer. Can't fault decent beers, can you? Thanks for watching. See you soon.